This morning on DC News Now, a massive tree crashes into a Montgomery County family's home. The damage left behind as cleanup efforts are underway. More storms moving in, plus hot weather causing heat advisories in parts of the DMV.
Dozens of people in the hospital after a dangerous gas leak outbreak. Now, what you need to do if you get exposed.
DC's Attorney General taking StubHub to court.
The ticket prices when they're elevated is a little bit ridiculous.
It's a class action. I'll sign up right away.
The hidden fees the ticket seller is accused of giving to customers. And a new roller coaster rolling right into the Commonwealth. The Virginia ride that is expected to be one of the largest in the world.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good morning, DMV. 8 o'clock on the dot, and we're taking a live look over Arlington right now, where we have an update for you. Power is back on for many people now, and there are now 90 power outages in the area after 2,900 were reported earlier this morning. And we will stay on top of this, tracking all of the outages for you all morning long. But good morning, everyone. Happy first day of August. Thanks for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Liberty Simmons.
Yeah, happy Thursday to you. Almost Friday. I'm Corey James. Liberty is going to be keeping an eye on the roads this morning to give you the latest for your commute. Jackie's, of course, keeping an eye on that forecast. And she's one of a lot of folks who have to get dressed in the dark.
Yeah, I was one of those that ended up waking up with no power this morning. It was not ideal getting ready in the dark. Just putting that out there. But also not ideal, especially if those power outages continue through the day today, because we're going to be tracking that high heat and high humidity. So without power, you don't have any AC. So just keeping that in mind. Hopefully that power is fully restored across the region. But that heat advisory, that goes into effect at noon today and will continue until 8 p.m. this evening. These areas is where we could see those heat index values up to 107 degrees. So you want to stay cool and stay hydrated and also stay in the AC today. But also, if you have to be outside, stay weather aware for some more chances for some isolated showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Some of these will likely contain, again, those heavier downpours similar to what we saw yesterday around the DC metro area. So eventually these will slide out, but more rain chances on the way for your Friday. Go over the details and timing of those with that 8-day forecast coming up. But Liberty is back with the latest on those roadways on this Thursday morning. How's it looking?
Well, traveling through the district this morning, you may see a major slowdown because of this crash in Northeast. It's at 4th Street Northeast heading southbound near the K Street Northeast crossing. So do expect some delays because of that this morning as you make your way through the district as you head into work. You may want to give yourself some extra time. Here's a live look at I-395 at the 14th Street Bridge, where you're seeing that sheer volume of people trying to get over the bridge this morning, heading into work, going to school. So we're seeing the congestion there. Live look at I-395 south of Washington Boulevard. Corey?
All right, Liberty, thank you. More than 20 people recovering after being taken to the hospital because of a gas leak at a building in Sterling, Virginia. DC News Now, Yamari Sasay is live where this all took place near that plant at Yamari. It's good that it's contained at this hour.
Good morning. Yeah, it's definitely been contained since the situation happened last night. And this morning, we've seen several employees trying to clock into work this morning, but many of them were turned away. They're only allowing managers at the site as they try to fix this issue. Now, last night's incident actually left 26 people in the hospital. 4 people have they are showing some significant symptoms, according to the Loudoun County Fire and Rescue. Now, the incident happened around 8:30 p.m. last night. They arrived at Cuisine Solutions Incorporated, a food processing plant here in Sterling, for a gas leak. They learned more than 24 people were exposed to ammonia, and they were all taken to a nearby hospital. And again, 4 people have significant symptoms. Now, ammonia is typically known as a chemical used in fertilizer and cleaning supplies. It does have an odor, but it's clear and colorless gas. It was also considered a toxic chemical that can cause corrosive injury when exposed to the eyes, throat, and lungs, and it causes a lot of irritation, and also coughing and burns if exposed to high levels of the chemical. Now, if anyone is exposed to this, it is best to get away from the area as fast as possible, remove clothing as soon as possible, and shower immediately. And the CDC also says you should contact 911 right away. Now, we actually spoke to one employee who wasn't here when it took place. He was actually at home, but he did get the notification. But he did have to come into work this morning to help clear out any food that may have been exposed. Now, he says a gas leak has happened before, and he's honestly not concerned too much about going to work today.
it's comfortable. There is no any other issue, no concern. If the maintenance peaks inside, so we have to work here, like we have to remove the product like that.
Now, as you can see behind me, the facility is still closed at this time. They're only allowing managers on the property right now. The cause of the leak is still under investigation, and we haven't gotten any update just yet on the conditions of anyone that was exposed just yet. We're going to continue to follow this story and bring you the latest. For now, reporting in Sterling, Virginia, I'm Yamar Sase, DC News Now.
Thanks, Yamari. And in Northwest DC, 2 men are in the hospital after a food truck caught fire. It happened yesterday afternoon on Constitution Avenue, and this is new video showing the food truck charred. Firefighters arrived to find the truck up in flames, and while they put out the fire, Secret Service agents were able to help treat the 2 men right there at the scene.
There were no other injuries other than the occupants of the truck, and I think that is in part due to the quick work by law enforcement in this area. Yeah. Uniformed Secret Service were on the scene.
All right, crews say they also removed the propane tanks from the food truck and secured it in a cool place. A Lyft driver accused of sexually assaulting a passenger is expected to appear in court this morning.
Your officers say that attack happened last month near Seminary Row. 33-year-old Ahmed Nasseri is in custody on charges of aggravated sexual battery. He was arrested this past Sunday. Alexandria police say he picked up the victim who requested rideshare service the night of the alleged attack. Investigators believe this is an important reminder for people to take extra precautions to keep themselves safe.
A lot of the rideshare apps have the ability for you to share your ride. When you get in, you can share where you're going. If you can't find that feature on your rideshare app, then just text someone, hopping in the rideshare now. I should be at your house in X number of minutes.
And in a statement, Lyft says, quote, the behavior described is reprehensible and has no place in the Lyft community or society. We've been in contact with the rider offering support, permanently banned the driver from the Lyft platform, and are assisting law enforcement with their investigation, end quote. And in Maryland, Prince George's County Police, they need your help finding this person right here who they say is responsible for a deadly shooting in Forestville. It happened last month on Lakehurst Avenue. Police say the shooting killed DeAndre McCall and injured 2 other men. If you happen to know who this person is, you are asked to contact police.
A Chevy Chase family now dealing with the aftermath of yesterday's storms. A large tree fell on their home on Blaine Drive at around 7 p.m. last night, significantly damaging the house. Fire crews arrived on the scene, finding the massive tree embedded into the roof of the home. And this is a live look at the house right now. As you can see, the tree is split with 1/2 inside the home. The owners are all okay and out of the house. Thankfully, they tell us the tree will be removed later this morning. Those storms affecting areas across the DMV, but hitting Chevy Chase especially hard. You can see on your screen right there fallen trees and downed wires from another part of the town blocking the roads. All this after a wave of heavy rainfall. And DC Fire has tips on how you can stay safe around downed power lines. They say you should always assume power lines are live, avoid approaching them, stay at least 35 feet away and even farther back in wet conditions. Never drive over power lines, never try to move down lines, and call 911 if you see fallen wires.
Hot weather is placing certain parts of the DMV under heat advisories today. The National Weather Service issuing it for D.C. beginning at noon, and in Maryland, Montgomery County also going to be under a heat advisory as well starting at noon. Now, both of those advisories end at 8 o'clock. Heat index values are expected to be up to 107 degrees in both locations. And we are a couple days into the drought watch that the DMV is under, and it's forcing farmers and people to get creative. Some are using mulch to sustain moisture in gardens, while others are hoping rain barrels will collect some much needed water. We spoke with a woman who says her plants need a day of steady showers.
It'd need probably a rainstorm every night this week. Would be great if it was a quick rainstorm, but it would be so great if we just had an all-day slow soaking rain.
The Silver Spring Garden Club says saving water that's used to boil certain foods like pasta is another way to water plants. Montgomery County is trying to quiet local streets, and officials believe cameras could be the solution to crack down on noise.
Yes, it's the latest attempt to silence drivers who modify their car mufflers, creating loud stretches of road. DC News Now's Max Marcilla spoke with neighbors about the push for the new tech.
We've all gotten used to seeing these speed cameras, but soon the watchful lens of a camera will be looking and listening for something else.
Just look right at me and tell me.
That unavoidable sound of a too loud car that we heard before our interview with Savannah Sejour.
Every day, they don't miss a beat.
Take a listen. That's roughly what 5:30 on a weekday here on Georgia Avenue sounds like. And when you use one of these apps that measures decibels and you hold it up to the street, it comes out to somewhere in the mid-70s, and that's normal. The problem is some cars are actually going above that, above 80, which is the legal limit in Maryland. Now, not only is that annoying for some of the people who live on these busy roadways, but county council members actually say it's dangerous and they're trying to do something about it.
I live off Georgia Avenue, so I know. I hear them at 12 midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. I know.
Council member Natalie Fanny Gonzalez and Council Vice Chair Kate Stewart are proposing a pilot program to bring 3 noise cameras to Montgomery County.
We know from many studies that noise pollution is related to a number of health impacts.
September public hearing will help decide where the cameras go, but there's an early push for Georgia Avenue.
I'm happy to hear that because we need it.
That's where Roxana Arias lives. She's worried about her safety and her son's safety because the loud cars are, in her experience, also the ones going the fastest.
I have one special kid, he is autistic, and he is scared because sometimes it's too loud.
If approved, the cameras will capture audio and video anytime the decibel level is broken, and someone from MCPD will review it to figure out the car responsible. At first, a warning, and then fines of up to $75. In Montgomery County, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, 8/11 is your time right now on this Thursday, getting a discount to stay prepared.
The deals that can help you weatherproof your home for hurricane season. And later, a Maryland native dominating in France, the boxer's journey to get to the top of his game.
All right, Miss Leah, how's it looking?
I mean, it looks like it's shaking a little bit, but we're not really tracking much wind. But yes, we are seeing the haze, though, out there right now because that heat and humidity is already building in. So we're trying to beat the heat today. The beach forecast is looking pretty nice, especially with temperatures into the 80s for some of our coastlines. But much of the area today will be into the upper 90s. So I'll have more details when we finally beat the heat right after the break.